Welcome back to Wives on the Island. I'm Alyssa.
And I'm Jessica, and today we are going to do a quick catch up. Then we are going to discuss mom self care, because that's all the time that we need sometimes as moms. Our pop culture topic of Taylor Frankie Paul and her Mormon wives. Then we're going to wrap up with our Dancing with the Stars. It was dedication week, and we have thoughts.
Yes.
So, how was your week?
It's good. I'm very tired. I got my period, which I told you I would. Forewarning for the Dancing with the Stars, I did cry a lot. But I've just been so tired. And actually, the craziest thing happened to me yesterday. So my son was on the bed and he just loves to smother our dog. And his face was like all up in her grill. And he like turns to me and he's like, sticks his tongue out. And I'm like, what happened? He goes, I have hair on my tongue from the dog. So I was like, all right. And usually like I like take a tissue or like my shirt or whatever, and I'll like wipe his tongue, like the inside of my shirt. And I don't, or I'll just like, I'll see and I'll take out my finger. But I didn't see it. And I was like, oh, I don't remember the last time I washed my hands were, to be honest. So I was like, let me use my shirt. And Jess, I guess I pulled his tongue too hard and I ripped I looked up the term, the furnium, the little skin connector that goes under your tongue to your bottom. Yeah. And so he has a baby. When he was born, when they took him out, because he's C-section, when they took him out, my husband was like, he has something wrong with his tongue, because when he cries, it looked like a snake tongue because he had a tongue tie. So it was so tight, and it was snipped though, but it could grow back. And I think I felt so bad, first of all, but I think I just pulled a little too hard, and it's like tighter than like most, like it's just a little not as stretchy as other people's tongues. So I felt so bad. He was crying so bad. And I was like, please, it doesn't hurt that bad. Like, relax. And then he's like, no, it really hurts. And I was like, oh, what could hurt? And I look at him and his mouth is full of blood. My husband was home, thankfully. So I was like, can you come here? Like, I don't know what happened. Like, I literally just wiped his tongue. Like, I've done it before. And it was crazy. I felt so bad. He's like, I'm so sad that this happened. And I was like, I'm so sad too. I'm sorry.
He's so freaking cute. I'm so sad.
He is. Yeah. I felt so bad. But yeah, how crazy. I was
Is he
like,
okay now though?
it's okay. It's healed. I had him, like, I was able to look under it. And it's like kind of white, you know, like how like a scab just heals.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that. But yeah, I felt so bad, like so crazy. So be careful if your kid ever had like a tongue tie or just like their tongue.
Pull on it.
Yeah. Oh my God. It was
baby.
crazy. Yeah, and I did tell you, so speaking of, I know we have another topic of Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but I read Mayci Neeley's book, Told You So, and I finished it in like literally less than 24 hours.
I know, yeah, you're like, I just got it. I haven't started it. And then you're like, I finished it. I was like, oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I got the audiobook, and I just listened to it last night while I was like cleaning the house. And then this morning I had like some running around to do, and I was listening to it in the car and getting, and I woke up a little early today I had to go to my doctor's appointment for my daughter. So I was just listening to it the whole time. And I will say 90% of it has nothing to do with like the Secret Life of Mormon Wives, which I'm really glad. Like her life was so interesting, I thought. And it's so crazy. Are you going to read it, or can I spoil it?
You could spoil it. I
okay, so spoiler alert. I don't really know if it's a spoiler alert. I mean, it's something like too crazy. She just talks about how like much she drank and how she had like did like drugs, like, and when I say drugs, I mean like pills and stuff like that. And she was sexually assaulted, like things like that. Yes. And yeah, and she started dating her. So remember how she kind of talked about how she was sexually assaulted?
Yes.
And you were like, oh, was that with the father of her child, the first, that was not. It was previous to him.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's so crazy because she meets the father of her child, and like literally like it's hard to tell like the timeline wise if it was like a week or a couple weeks or a couple months into knowing each other that he had got somebody else pregnant.
Wow.
Yeah, and then she got pregnant not too long after. And then he passed away in a car accident because they were like arguing. And it just like, it's very interesting to hear how like somebody who we know as this, like, we love her. And
Right.
it's like, how did she get there? So it was a really good read, I thought. I thought it was interesting.
Okay.
And because it's so different from how we know Mayci today. And it's also so crazy because we didn't know any of this. Like,
Right.
this was not on the show. So that's what I liked to hear. But other than those things, that's all I got going on. What about you?
Really nothing except for I did my first 2 physical therapies in the water. And I have to say I loved it. The first time like I got in the water, and I swam growing up. Like I swam. I wasn't a good swimmer. I wasn't like this
But you
wonderful
were like
swimmer.
swim team.
Hey, I did swim team for 10 years. But I was not like a like I was very slow, but my form was very pretty. I had a very pretty stroke, but I wasn't a good swimmer. Like my brother was fast and I was just there. I was there for the nachos is really what I was there for. I swam for nachos, and that's just the kind of kid I was. But I did do it for 10 years, and I loved it. And being back, I was telling my mom that today I was like, just the smell of the chlorine just made me so happy. Like I was like, oh, I love this smell. I was like, it's like being home. It's just so good. And then I got in the water, and they had me doing like pool noodles, like stretching out my legs and like doing all of this, like you stand and you hold the wall and like you kick back. And I was like, and I'm also trying to like move my arms because I'm trying to like get a little thinner in the arms while I'm there. So I'm like resistance workout in the water. And then there's 10 minutes of it where you put the pool noodle around your like right under your boobs, and they take us into the deep end and we just float. We don't, you literally just for 10 minutes, you just float. When I tell you there's no pain in your body when you're just floating, it was the greatest feeling because nothing hurt. I was
That's
like,
so nice.
this is heaven. I was like, I could do this all the time. And they were telling me about, because it was the lady who does my the physical therapist herself. She gets in the water with us. And then on Monday, there was another lady that was there who was doing like knee rehabilitation. So they were telling me about this place in Gainesville. It's like called Recharge or One Charge or something like that. And they have like a floating tank
Yes.
where like, and they do it. They said it's like their most favorite thing. They're like, you're in 6 inches of water, but there's so much magnesium salt in the water that you float. And then you like, it's like a little clamshell, and they close the shell, and like it's like sensory deprivation. You just lay there and float, and they said it's the greatest feeling, like mentally recharging. So I was like, I must do that. Like I
Yeah.
want to do that. And then the lady was like, when you get out, all of a sudden, like the minute she was like, I don't know. She goes, this is how it's been every time that I've gone. So, and the other lady who was getting her knee worked on, she said the same thing, that the minute you get out of the water, you have to pee. They're like, she goes, I swear I lost 3 pounds. She was like, because the magnesium salt detoxes your body. And so she said, like, when you're in the room is like the clamshell with the water. It has a shower and it has a toilet. And so it's just your room. So nobody, and so she was like, when you get it, before you get in, you have to shower to get all the oils off your body. And then when you get out, you shower. And she was like, but you pee for like 10 minutes. And they were telling me how amazing it is. So I was like, oh, I want to try that. And then I was talking to one of my coworkers about the place, and she was telling me that she went over the weekend. She went to Spa Land in Duluth, and she said they did for $200. They got this gold package. It was her and her friend. They did like a girls' day. And so Spa Land is one of the places where like you go in, and I think it's $28 just a flat fee to get in, and you can use all of their saunas, hot tubs, cold tubs, and it's just like strictly just saunas, salt rooms. Each sauna is different. They have like a cold sauna, hot sauna, infrared sauna, and you could do all that stuff. And then you just pay that flat rate. And then if you want any other like
Massages
massages,
and
then
stuff.
you got to pay. So what they did was they did the gold. She said it was like the gold, and then she said it was $200. It covered the entrance fee, and they did a body scrub, massage, and then all the saunas and stuff. But she said the Korean body scrub was the best thing ever. She said it was like, she was like, they scrub your whole body. They get like in between all your cracks and crevices, they get all the dead skin off of you. She was like, you can't be modest if you're there. They put a towel over you, but she's like, they get under that towel, and scrub the hell out of you. And she goes, your skin feels so great. Then they put like this milk, like oil on you to get all the, so I was like, oh, so I was like, that I need to do too. So those are two things that we're going to have to try.
Yes.
And tell people how that goes.
My husband actually, that float tank, he was like super into it like 10 years ago. And he's like, I have to do this. And I just think we couldn't, like, it was so new then. And he, like, there weren't a lot of places doing it. But so I'll have to tell him because he loves things like that. Like, he is all about that.
Yeah, so they said that there's one in Gainesville, there's one in Cumming, and they're opening one in Lawrenceville, which is up by me. So I'm waiting for the one in Lawrenceville to be up by me. And they said it's not, she kept saying it's not that expensive, but then she wouldn't give me a price. So when people don't give me a price, I feel like if it's not that expensive, it's expensive. But, so yeah, so that's what I learned while I was at my therapy. The first day of therapy, I'm not going to lie, I was in pain. My whole body hurt. And then,
afterwards or during?
It was after. It was like sore. It wasn't like pain, but I was just sore, I guess, because she had me like doing stretches and stuff, and I felt like I got a little cocky because I could do them. I might have overdid it a little bit, with my injury. I probably overdid it. And then again, you got it. I also had my period, so I had a headache. I was a hot mess. I went to bed Monday at 6 in the afternoon. Like, I went to bed at 6 and I slept all the way through. And then I got up and while my husband ran, I walked. I came home, took a shower, went back to sleep at like 5:15, and I slept until 8:30 when I had to get up.
Did you go into work?
No, because I had physical therapy in the afternoon, so I worked from home on Tuesday.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I literally slept until 8:30, and I was like, thank God I worked from home because there's no way I would have made it to work. I would have had to call out sick on Tuesday because of how bad, but I just needed that sleep, and so it was great. But I can't shake this headache. It's like it like comes and goes. It's like waves. So I'm just trying to thug it out because we see each other tomorrow.
Yes.
I want to have fun.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
Me too.
So that's pretty much been my week. And I feel like that, talking about the floating tank and the Korean body scrub and everything, goes right into our topic of mom self-care. So as a mom, do you take time for yourself?
I do. I'm a pedicure person. So like my biggest thing is like if I just want some time to myself is like I'm booking myself a pedicure. Because I do my own nails and I just feel like, not to get too deep in the nail topic, down here in Georgia, I just can't find a good place that does a good manicure because every place they paint your nails, but like I could paint my nails. I want you to fix up my cuticles, do all the stuff and like regular polish, then you chip it and then you don't have it to like fix it. But then if you do gel, the whole thing peels off. So, and acrylic is just way too expensive. Everything is like way too expensive these days. So like I just do a pedicure and that is like the best hour of like my day when I need to decompress because I usually do it in the morning. And in the morning, things are a little hectic in a house with a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old. So I'm like 9 o'clock. I get there. I usually stop at Starbucks. I get myself a coffee. I have my water bottle. I bring my Kindle. I go in there and I don't talk to anybody. I'm just like, this is the color. And for the hour. And I love it. But usually I do try to take time to like work out or anything like that. And now that my daughter is in school 2 days a week, I like try to really optimize like my time of like prepping the dishwasher, doing the laundry. So then I'm like, if I just want to chill at night, I could just chill. My husband does a lot of work dinners. I'm sure you're familiar with that. And it's like I'm on my own basically after the kids go to sleep. So I'm like, even though I'm not like going somewhere, it's still like my time. And I really try to make the most of it if I know it's just going to be me and I really don't have any like responsibilities or, somebody to entertain. Not that I'm entertaining my husband, but you know what I mean.
Right.
So I feel like for me, like the most realistic thing, because like people are like, oh, I take the weekend off or they're going to that spot. And like my husband works so much during the week. Like I do want to spend time with him as our family. We have little kids. So like, it's like not fair to just be like, okay, you worked all week and now I watch them all week. So now you have to like watch them and we can't do something as a family. So my pedicure time is like my biggest thing that's like for me to do, and it's only an hour, but it's still, but then sometimes like it's near the shopping plaza, I stop at Old Navy, I go into Kohl's, I make my little detours, things like that. What's your like go-to self-care?
I'm gonna be honest, I would say working out, like running in the morning or running like on the weekends. I would say that's probably my big self-care. I do everything. Maybe my once every 6 month haircut. I don't know, because I don't really do.
It's not self-care.
Well, I mean, it is a little bit, because people wash your hair and that's so good. I think I'm gonna start with massages or something. I'm gonna have to start. I used to. When my kids were younger, I used to do the massage. I used to get a massage once every couple months. I used to do that.
Not to be like, you don't really need self-care right now, because everybody needs self-care. But when you're like have little kids, it's like, I feel like you really gotta do it. So that's what I was.
Yeah, when they were young, I did massages. I did massages. I would do, and I was big probably until maybe when we moved to Georgia. I used to do manicures and pedicures. So it was either a massage or a manicure and pedicure. But like you said, they started getting more expensive, so then I stopped, and like the minute I would wash dishes, my nails would chip, and I'd be like, well, forget this, you know what I mean? I felt like I was wasting money. But I love a good massage, and I want to say probably up until like I started finding places that would do, like, so I would go to the chiropractor, and my chiropractor would do a 30 to 45 minute massage before my chiropractic thing. So I would do that like twice a month, and so for me that was like the best. Now I haven't. I mean, like you said, I mean, everybody needs self-care, but I just don't. You know what I mean? Like, to me, self-care is laying in bed and reading a book, or laying in bed and watching TV. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to relax. I just want to, like, do nothing and relax. Because I feel like you said, our husbands work on the weekend. We have children, and now my daughter works on the weekend. So it's like, I feel like weekends are they're like to get things done. You know what I mean? Like, you have one day is like Saturday is like, if you want to do something as a family, you could do something, but then Sunday is like laundry and cleaning the house and prepping meals for next. And it's just, I feel like it's because it's one day. I used to try to do massages like after work, you know what I mean? So it was like, I didn't have to do anything. I come home, eat, and be good to go.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, no, I definitely want to possibly start doing the massages too. I don't think I said it. I don't know if we had the podcast going when it happened. I had a really bad pinched nerve at the beginning of the year, and I was so desperate to like have some, like get a massage done because it hurt so bad. I was in so much pain. And I literally called up like the nearest massage. I was like, I don't care how shady this is. Like, I have to get this massage. I have to get this
happy and end.
Jess, I did not care. I was like, just get me in. Like, I needed this. And it helped so much. And they're so cheap. And if you pay cash, you get like 2 extra, like a free like scrub or a hot stone addition. So yeah, now we go there and I'm like, it's only like $60 for the hour, 70 maybe 70. And I'm like, hey, we like budget right here. We can go like every other week or so,
right.
Or once a month we can go to even together. I mean, I don't know if I would love to do like, we used to always do like couples massages together, but like now I gotta pay for the massage and a babysitter. Like, I don't know if I would do that. It's kind of like maybe like on a special occasion or something. But yeah, massages are like heaven. I don't really consider haircuts like as self-care because that's like just taking care of yourself. But I will say now that I dye my hair, I will put that into the category of self-care because I do sit at the salon for 4 hours now. Yeah. It's a long time. So I get to like read my Kindle or go on my phone. So even though like I'm sitting in the chair, like I've put that into self-care. But I'm really curious what everybody else does. I know some people, they'll like do like a girls' weekend and like I think that's great. I just like realistically for me where I am in my life, like it's just not an option. Yeah. I mean, I've traveled for my friends' birthdays, like 30th, and I would always be there for that, absolutely. But it's not just like, it would have to be like a special occasion or like once a year kind of deal,
right.
Which I feel like, sometimes you need self-care when you kind of least expect it, because you don't know when you're going to have that like breakdown or what, or like today. It's like perfect example. My kids drove me crazy today. Like my son did not listen. My daughter just was so sassy with the attitude. And I was like, I'm tired. I don't feel great. And it's like, I was like, do I need to get a pedicure this weekend? Literally what I thought. Like, I just need a second, you know?
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'm curious to what everybody else is. What is your like go-to self-care treatment for yourself?
Can I tell you something now that we're just discussing? When my kids were young, my self-care would be going to the grocery store by myself.
Oh my God, Jess.
I would get up at like 6 in the morning, like 6. I would get up at 6 in the morning and I would just meander down the aisles. The grocery store was my happy place. Like, I know it's not, there's no self-care, but I would buy like a little Debbie something, but like to me, just being by myself was self-care. So I was like, shoot, I will do anything grocery shop. But like you said, go clothing shopping. I don't like clothing shopping. So
it's a window shopping.
The grocery store was like my safe place. I loved it. And then, I started doing things for myself. But to me, that was self-care. And I mean, sometimes that's all it is just getting out of the house. And some people go for drives. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I will say now that my daughter's at school twice a week, I feel like that's my self-care. Like I can eat lunch by myself. Like what? Like the first day she was at school and I was like, what do I do? Like, and I think her first day of school, actually, my husband took off that day, or he was able to work from home. I forget which one. And I was like,
should we
go
together?
Yeah. Well, we went out to lunch to the Mexican place like down the street from us, because I was like, I feel like we have to. Like, you're never home on Thursdays usually. Or maybe it was a Tuesday because she missed her first day. I was like, You're never home on a Tuesday. Or, this is the first day that she's out of the house. So I was like, we have to go to lunch together, So I think just getting like those little things you find kind of self-care, especially if you're not able to do anything like big or, weekend trips or a day thing. Cause like also like the whole day, I feel like, again, I don't know if I would kind of feel guilty personally. Like I kind of feel guilty just like leaving the kids with my husband and like not doing anything as a family, because like I want to spend time with them too. I'm sure he doesn't want to spend all his time alone with the kids.
But see,
and he wants to
I don't ever feel guilty for that, because I look at it as we're home with the kids all the time. So you can be home with the kids for a day. It's not going to kill you. You know what I mean? Like that's how I look at it.
Well,
I don't do it. I don't do it a lot, but if it's like, I'm not going to feel bad if I want to leave them alone with you, because guess what? You're their dad and you can do it for a day, because I do it all day, every day.
Yeah. Well, you know what it is? It's not necessarily that I feel like guilty about leaving them with him. It's that sometimes like I won't do certain things because it's a lot of work for me to go to do it with two kids. And I feel like it's just a little bit harder for dads usually to do it with two kids too. Like going to the zoo, like going to like, because sometimes they don't like think about like, I need to pack the diaper bag. I need to bring the snacks. I need to do this. Like he does, but I don't know. I don't think that he might not plan that far ahead. He's usually good with the snacks and everything and the diaper bag. But now that we have like, my son's pretty self-sufficient, he like is like, okay, I think we need just like the basics. And sometimes my daughter needs a little extra, like now she has her medicine at night, and it's like, will he remember all of that? But my thing is like, sometimes I feel like then he has to stay home. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, now he's just home with the kids, and me, or we, all four of us, could go out and do something together. And I don't know, I just feel like, I feel bad for him and the kids that they're just like chilling at home while I'm out, when we could all be doing something together as a family.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah, I know. Just like, I don't care.
Well, I don't, I mean, like I said, I don't worry about my husband figuring that out. He'll get it. And I'm okay with it. But like I said, I look at it as here all the time with them. And so it's like one day is not going to kill you. And if you don't leave the house with them, then you find something for them to do while they're in the house with you, you know, is how I look at it. Because we do it as moms. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we go to the zoo. I took my kids to the Brooklyn Zoo when we lived in Jersey. I mean, I went with a different another mom, but, you know, we planned
Bronx.
did all that. Bronx, is that what I said? What did I say? Brooklyn? It was the Bronx Zoo. I was
like, that's some zoo in Brooklyn.
That is some zoo. The Bronx Zoo. You know, like, we do it all the time. So I just look at it as if I can do it, you can do it. And if you forget something, guess what? You got to spend $10 at the zoo, you know, because you didn't bring it. That's just, you know. But I get it. I get what you're saying. I get, like, because we both, everybody works during the week, you want to spend time with them. And that's another thing. It's like, even when you want to go out with friends sometimes, it's like, do I want to go out with my friend or do I want to spend time with my family? You know what I mean? Yeah. Depending on the week I had, sometimes your friends win and sometimes your family wins. So I think it'd be great to hear what other people do with their kids and how they do self-care. And, you know, another thing I did, I mean, I have girls, so I've always found it different, but we would do, like, spa days. Me and the girls would, like, set up a spa, and I'd paint their nails, and we'd soak our feet, and we'd put little eye masks on and Aveeno masks on, you know, like, nothing big. Yeah. And we watch movies. So, like, to me, that was also self-care, you know, fun stuff like that. But everybody has a different thing. So that's why I want to hear what they have, because, like I said, the grocery store for a while was my self-care.
And laundry.
And folding laundry, not actually doing laundry. Folding it.
That's the worst part, Jess.
I know, it's my favorite part. It's my absolute favorite part is folding laundry.
And really quick before we move away from self-care, my daughter will experience her first nail salon experience because my mom booked her at the nail salon the day before my brother's wedding for all three of us. So we're all going to go get our nails done together. So I'm really excited for that. Yeah.
Oh, I love
little
that.
Diva.
Take little pictures. I love it.
Yes, I will.
You sent me the video of Taylor Frankie Paul. And I'm going to be honest. I saw it at like 5:30. It was hard to follow. I was like, who's the girl in the middle? And I was like, is that Miranda? And I was like, who? Do we know her? Why are you showing me this? And then because you sent me the video, you know, your FYP does it starts showing you more of the stuff. Yeah. So then I got like the full details of the girl. And then I saw what Taylor posted this afternoon, like of all like the girl. The one thing I love about Taylor, and like I said, I will say this all the time, she doesn't lie. And she always has receipts. She keeps all of her receipts. She doesn't lie. However, I do have to say that this little outburst, I don't know if is she more mad that the girl broke girl code and slept with Dakota because they're friends? Or is she mad that the girl slept with Dakota? Because if she's mad that the girl slept with Dakota, maybe she doesn't need to be bachelor because she still loves Dakota.
Yeah, so for some context, Taylor, I'm trying to find Taylor Frankie Paul. So she posted was it a TikTok?
It was a TikTok.
Or was it
them dancing?
Okay, she took it down.
Yes, she did. I read that she took it down because Dakota responded in some way.
Gotcha. So she posted a TikTok about how like she's basically going to call out this girl because she's sleeping with her baby daddy, I think she said specifically, meaning Dakota. And she has a lot of pictures of this girl, and then she like posts receipts about how this girl is kind of like love bombing her, but in a friendship type of way. Yeah. And honestly, I think Taylor's mad is because that this girl is trying so hard to like be in her clique and get the clout,
and be her friend.
She's sleeping with Dakota. Yeah. I think that's the thing. Okay. But my thing that I love about Taylor is that she literally does not care. She's like, I'm going to put you on blast. And while I think it's like, it's good because it's like, you know, that's just, Taylor's messy and we love that. It's also like, she has a big fan base. And like,
she does. And
this
those people
girl
can bully.
Yeah. That girl's done for.
Yeah,
like,
that girl.
Taylor is not the girl to mess with. And it's just like, like also like in those posts, she's like, oh, you could see I'm uncomfortable because the girl's like really hugging her in one of those pictures.
Yeah, and her face is like.
Yeah, and like, you're not like a hugger. So like that. So like I could definitely understand like if somebody's like
Yeah.
Not, we know
And you're
who she
uncomfortable
is.
with them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
and
could
we
tell
know
her
how she
facial
is.
expression showed that she was uncomfortable.
Yeah,
It was
so
rough, but I love it.
I love it too. Honestly, I'm really curious if this girl is going to say anything back and how it's going to, if it's going to like play out on the season. I don't think so
I
because
don't think it is because it just happened.
yeah, and we're a month away from season 3, which I'm so excited for. Like,
I cannot.
I can't wait to binge it. But yeah, maybe season 4. Like, I don't know.
They might be filming season 4 now. We don't know.
Yeah,
It seems like
I mean,
there's no break. It seems like they just start again and start again. But maybe I
it's a
feel like
quick
they have to
turnaround.
break because she has to do The Bachelor.
Yeah, Bachelorette. Yeah,
I feel like she has.
that's true. But yeah, like low key, sorry to this girl, but like you set yourself up.
Yeah, don't do that. And Dakota again. Are there not enough men in Utah? Like, oh. I mean, I was grossed out when Layla said she slept with Miranda's husband. I was like, come on,
Yeah,
why are we recycling men? Like,
honestly,
why? I don't get it.
True. That's so true.
But maybe there's not a lot of guys.
I don't know, but
But yeah, so more to come. We'll see how this plays out. Like I said, Dakota did respond. He said, "You're such a hypocrite," or something like that. He made like a
did he? I didn't
see
that.
He commented about it, and yeah. So like I said, I hope she's over him and she's just more mad at the girl because I really want her to find somebody that loves her the way that she should be loved because she's great.
Yeah,
I like her. I love her.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of like a bit of both though because part of me is like she doesn't seem like she accepted this girl though, you know, like as her friend. So like why is she
I think it's more like
so
what
upset.
you said. It was because the girl wanted to be in her circle and she's like, why would you want to be my friend and you know who you're sleeping with, you know?
Yeah.
So I think that that's it, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
But do you think it's a big deal that she's sleeping with Dakota?
I don't think it's a big deal that she's sleeping with Dakota unless they were friends. Because if they were friends, then no, you don't sleep with your friends' babies.
Or what if she's trying to be friends with her?
Or trying to be friends. Why would you do that? That's just weird. You know what I mean? That's weird.
Yeah.
That's weird. You know how I don't understand why people want to sleep with him, but I don't understand. You know how I feel about him, so.
I do. Well, let's move over to other secret lives of Mormon wives and go into our Dancing with the Stars week 5 recap. It was dedication night. Spoiler alert, nobody went home, which I have to say. So when they had all the couples out there to like say who's going to go home and whatnot, I'm like, man, that's kind of rude to like send somebody home after they just like spilled their, you know, their guts out there and just like cried. And then when they were like, nobody goes home, I was like, well, I just wasted 2 hours of my life right here. I was like, wait, you're not going to send anybody home?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm happy, but that means that it'll be a double elimination next week, so we don't want
possibly,
that. That's be sad, I think.
Yeah. So we'll go real quick. I don't have too many notes.
Nope.
I did cry. I teared up more than I cried. I feel like there was 2 where there were 2 that I cried at, but like I sobbed at Roberts. I just like when he cried, I cried, and I just could not. Like, oh my god, the song, I got chills. Like everything about it. I know we're skipping Andy right now, but
it's
like
fine. We go right to Robert.
Was like. Go ahead.
I cried from the jump. Like the minute he started talking about how much his mom meant to him. Like I said, like I text you, to me, it was more, I wasn't a fan. Like, I mean, I like Robert, but I wasn't like, oh, you know, I could go either way with him. Mm-hmm. However, watching this week made me realize I feel like he is so his dad, and it's so crazy because his dad died when he was 2, so it's not like he knew his dad. So it's like so much nature of more than nurture because he really is his dad. And what made me cry was I remember how much Steve loved his wife, like just the love that he had for her. And it, like he used to just talk about what an amazing woman she was, like back when they would interview him. He loved his wife so much. So to see his son love his mom as much as his dad loved his mom, oh my God, like I want to cry now because I was like, as I'm watching it, I was like, They just love each other so much. And she did so, like, I was just bawling. I was crying so hard. And then when she showed up in the dance, I was like, oh, right? Like when she's just there in her dress, I was crying. My daughter was watching it with me, and she was like, she kept turning around. She's like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "I will be. I will be. I promise." And then she's like, "I don't even know these people," and she started tearing up.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "He's a baddie, and I want him to win." I was like, "Okay, thank you."
Oh my God, love
So
it.
yeah, so I loved it. And like I said,
Yeah.
I didn't think I would, but I cried like a baby. So yep, that got me.
Yeah, I cried. The transition from Whitney's place to his mom's place
Yeah.
was perfect.
Perfect.
And then when they were doing score, when the judges were talking, Bindi came up too, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
like it was
And
just
even
so
Derek crying because he knows them.
Derek crying.
You know what I mean? Like that got me. I was like, oh,
Saying that America needs the Irwins, please.
They do.
They do.
We do.
They do.
we do.
We do. You stay right here. You find an American girl, Robert.
Right.
Like, he needs to be the Bachelor. Robert for Bachelor. But yeah, I cried. Like, yeah, and I knew I was going to with Robert.
I know you said you were going to, but
I just knew it. And I really was like, you know what? I'm not like, don't force it. Like, you know, but when he
in
cried.
the package, the minute the package started and he started talking about how great she was, I was done.
Yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
well, I'm done. This is over.
Yeah. And I did have to watch it again. I had to show my husband. I was like, look how beautiful it was. It was. And then let's also like talk about the real like thing is that Carrie Ann did not give him a 9.
9. I know.
Are you kidding me? Listen,
He was 10 times better than Dylan. I mean,
agree.
Dylan's sister was adorably cute. Just the cutest little thing in the whole wide world. However,
did not deserve.
He did not deserve. He did not do. Jordan did better than him. Alex did better than him.
And Alex also didn't get a 9.
Right. I
will say, I do love our girl Whitney, but she messed up, and Carrie Ann gave her a 9.
Right.
And then everybody else, I was like, what?
Yeah. I was very upset this week. Like I said, we don't have to go through everybody, but I definitely thought this is going to be controversial because you know I'm not a fan. I even thought Scott kind of did better than Dylan this week. I thought Dylan just hopped around a lot. I felt like Scott actually did I didn't think he was great, but I thought he actually did movement, which I thought was better than any of the other things. I'm not going to lie though, Andy did make me cry. Again, he's not that great. Andy's made me cry just because he adopted his little girl, and she was just the cutest little thing. It didn't make me cry, but like I teared up a little bit when he talked
I definitely
about
teared up.
her.
Yeah.
And then I do have to say, as a Beetlejuice fan, it being October and then doing the jump in the line, rock your body in time. I was in heaven. I was like, yes. But yeah, that was it for Andy. His made me tear up.
Yeah, sobbed at Roberts. Elaine, I thought was beautiful. Like,
so cute. I love it.
So cute.
They didn't give her high scores either, and I was pissed. And I was like, they did good. Mm-hmm. They did so good. In general, I was not happy with the scoring of this whole night.
Yeah, I thought the guest judge, Kim Johnson,
yes,
very good.
I put Kim is a great judge and should replace Carrie. in my notes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I honestly think you're gonna laugh. I think Alex had the best dance of the night.
So, I agree. And what's funny is because Robert did a contemporary, and I was like, "Oh my god, that was good." And then and then Whitney did hers, and it was good, but she kind of messed up. So I was like, "Okay." Right. And then
she
Dylan
messed up on the jump. She was off on the jump. That was really it.
Yeah,
but it wasn't it didn't look as. Everybody's contemporary was like, this is gonna sound weird, but like sing-songy. Like it was like it had like a nice flow. Whitney's was harsher, I think.
Yeah,
Whitney's
I could see
harsher.
that.
But I loved it because you know me. I was like, woo, my boy Connor is here. And I was loving Whitney's. I was loving that. And he did a great job. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know that he could dance. I was like, you go, Connor. But I still, and I'm not an Alex fan at all, but I honestly wrote best dance of the night.
Yeah, so because Robert, Whitney, Dylan, they all did a contemporary. So with those three doing a contemporary, I was like, okay, Robert definitely did the best out of all of them. And then Alex came on. I was like, that is the dance
She
of the
killed
night,
it.
contemporary of the night.
Yep.
She did so well.
And
I
and
thought
the fact that she didn't get high scores pissed me off. And I was like, come on, what are we doing? And like I said, you know me, I'm not even a fan of hers, but
yes,
if, I'm like, I was very, like I said, the whole thing pissed me off. I thought,
I just didn't understand is how the whole panel of judges, other than Carrie Ann, were in sync.
right.
It's like everybody with Robert, Whitney, and Alex. She was the only one who gave the lower score.
Yep.
Or did she give it for Robert? Yeah. And I was just like, what?
And I thought Robert's was great. And I was like, how do you do that? And then
it was definitely Alex was the first one, Robert was second, and then Whitney was third, and then I would say Dylan was fourth for a contemporary. Like he was definitely the least.
The lowest. I thought he was the least. And the fact that he got all those nines pissed me off.
I know. I agree.
And I'm going to be honest, I was really disappointed. Jen was so freaking cute, and they did not give her a good score. And I was like, she's killing it. She's really busting her butt. And
I think it has to be.
I don't know why they don't like her. They don't like her.
I think they don't like her. But I also think that, like, I feel like it has to be the choreography. Because from what we are seeing, she's doing everything well. So what do we not know that they know? We don't know dance. Like, we don't know technique. Is that what it is? That's the only thing I could think of is that, like, the choreography is not right, and she's just, like, very minuscule things that she's not doing well. Because, like, from what I'm seeing, she looks good.
Great. It was so funny because, like I said, my daughter watched, like, 2 of the things with me. She's, like I said, she saw Whitney. She watched Robert. She didn't think, she was like, she said Dylan messed up. She was like, there was a spot where he didn't look like he was in sync with his partner, and I was like, oh, I didn't notice it.
I didn't notice.
But, and then she watched, who else did she watch? Oh, and she watched Jen. And she was like, Jen is so cute. She was like, she's so cute. Look at her. She's so good. She did such a great job. And she was like, why didn't her scores reflect how good she did? And I was like, I don't think they like her. And she's like, oh, but she did so good. She was like, isn't the whole point to learn how to dance? She looks like she's learning how to dance. I was like, she did good. I thought she did good. I don't know. She didn't make me cry.
I think it's a yawn thing.
Yeah.
No, not really. No, I didn't.
I only teared up. Andy made me tear up. Jordan with her dad made me tear up.
I definitely teared up with Jordan with the dad. Like, you know,
her
how
dad
I feel
loves
about my
her
dad.
so much. Yeah.
Yeah.
But her dad loves her so much. Like, just the way he talked about her. He was like, oh, I can never drop my baby.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Papa, you're so cute.
I know. I teared up with
and
Whitney,
Danielle made
with
me
Connor.
Cry. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then Danielle with Mr. Feeney made me cry a little bit. Made me tear up because I didn't like
they did a jive.
I didn't like the dance. I didn't like the dance.
I didn't like the dance.
I just liked Mr.
the
Feeney,
dance.
and I liked that her hair was crimped because I was like, how cool. I was like, oh yay, she has her hair crimped. But I don't think they like her that much either.
I don't think
so
either.
They're not really big fans of her.
Yeah, I do feel like that shade was thrown at Pasha, which, I mean, it is.
Step your game up. Step your game up.
Yeah, but
I feel I feel the same. I feel the same about Scott. I feel like I'm gonna be honest. I feel like Scott and Dylan do the same thing every week. So if you're gonna say the same thing to Danielle, then you need to say it to Scott and Dylan because I don't think they've really changed. Dylan's this week was probably the most work I've seen him put into a dance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think that he worked hard. I didn't think it was a bad dance. You could tell that he's gotten better. Same with Scott. But I feel like they're doing the same thing every time. They're just whipping their people around and lifting them up and throwing them down, and that's it.
Yeah. I felt like the jive just felt out of place for dedication night, too, when everybody had, like, contemporary
meaningful
waltz. Yeah. And then
everything was
and I get it. It was an upbeat song, like, for Boy Meets World, whatever, but, like, I don't know, it just felt out of place. I wasn't feeling it. Mr. Feeney is so old.
I know. He's so cute. Oh, my God, he's so cute. His little old self. You know, I love me some old men. But I even loved that the dad and the mom were from Boy Meets World were there. Like, that it made me so happy to see them. Yeah, they were there. Did you watch Boy Meets World? Were you old enough for that?
I, like, saw a couple.
Were you Girl Meets World?
No, I was too old for Girl Meets World. I was, like, right in the middle.
Okay.
Funny enough, I watched more Saved by the Bell.
I love Saved by the Bell, yeah. But
Yeah.
nope. Like I said, Whitney and Connor, they made me happy. I was upset
Yeah.
that she messed up a little bit, but I liked it because I was like, maybe then people will stop complaining that she's like such a great dancer. Or maybe it's like
Yeah.
just mess up once, and maybe people will
Agreed.
feel bad. What was the comment that what's his face said?
Derek, about the negativity.
Yeah, about the negativity.
So
what was that about?
I didn't hear that. I must have been crying or something.
No, because it was after Alex's. It was after Alex's dance. He made a comment like, with all the negativity of this week, and I was like, what?
This week. Oh, maybe because Hilaria, she shaded Dancing with the Stars, saying that she got bullied off the show.
I know,
maybe
right?
that's what
heifer. We just didn't like you, and we voted you off.
You got voted off like everybody else does.
We bullied you. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe that's what he meant, because he got like.
Because when he said it, I was like, it seemed pretty positive. It's like dedication.
Also, did you feel like with Jordan and her dad dancing, he slipped up because his wife is pregnant, and I don't think they revealed the gender. No. And when he's like, I can't wait to dance with my child, I think they're gonna have a girl.
That would be cool.
And then Scott is having a baby as well.
Too. Yeah, that made me happy. That made me happy. I love that. I love babies. So that's so exciting.
No, overall, I thought it was a really nice night. I cried like a baby. I needed the cry, especially my period here. But I thought Alex had the best dance of the night, and I am pissed off with her scores. I honestly, all of her scores needs to go up, and I will say this over and over again. She's not a real performer. She's not on this. And she's killing it.
She's killing it. Every week she gets better and better.
Absolutely. And hashtag justice for Jen.
And yes, extreme justice for Jen, because I love Jen, and Jen is one of my absolute favorites. Jen is I just love her. I love her. I think she's the cutest little thing in the whole wide world. I just love her. And I loved her mom, and I just love it. I thought she did great, and it hurts my feelings that she might get voted off.
Not for me.
Not for me either. I will have to start voting. I'm going to start doing
I was going to say, did you vote?
I did not, because I watched it today, so I did not. Yeah, I told you I was in bed at 6 o'clock on Tuesday, so.
Yeah.
There was no. Oh, no, not Tuesday. That was Monday. But I went to bed early last night. Too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And honestly, I think this was a great look for Kim Johnson. Is that her last name? Well, she's married to the guy from Shark Tank. Oh my God, what's his name? I'm literally blanking. Not Mark Cuban, not Mr. Wonderful, not Damon. He's a guy from, I don't know, he's one of the sharks on Shark Tank she's married to, who she met on the show. And she did a great job judging.
She did. She did a wonderful job.
Great job. Every time she had a critique, she gave, here's how to fix it. And yes, that's what they need.
The pen thing.
The pen thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
It gives you dance hands. And I was like, oh, yeah. Okay.
Love it.
So I loved her. I loved her. I thought she was so great.
Also, I will say, Dylan's sister caught a stray, because you might have fast forward through it during Scott's performance. I don't know if it was after, during interviews. They panned to the crowd, and Dylan's sister Olivia, her finger was so deep in her nose, and I was like, oh my God, you poor baby.
Oh, she's fine.
And I hope
she's fine.
I know.
It's okay. She'll be fine.
That's also crazy. Dylan is 33.
That's what me and my daughter were talking about. I was like, when they pan to the parents, I was like, oh, it's a stepmom and a sis and a dad. Because the dad looked old, and the mom looked Dylan's age. So I was.
Is Dylan and Zach's mom and dad divorced, and then he got remarried?
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
but that was the same with Alex Earl too. Her sister is so much younger.
Not so much younger, I would say. Alex is also 24.
Is she?
Yeah, how old did you think she was?
You don't want to know.
Oh my God, tell me.
I thought she was in her 30s. I thought she was in her 30s. Oh my God. Yeah.
No, Alex Earl.
She looks like a hard 24. I thought she was.
Yeah, she's literally 24. She'll be 25 in December. And then her younger sister is what, probably
10?
13 or
I thought she said
10.
10. But maybe
10. No, 10 sounds about right too. So nonetheless, that's like a little easier of an age gap. I will say all the brother and sister stuff. I definitely miss my little brother. I did text him and I was like, I miss you, Jojo.
I did not, but
well, and then I did talk to my other brother actually earlier in the day, so I didn't text him, but I texted my youngest one and I was like, I miss you.
he was
he's
like,
miss
thanks.
you too. No, he's like, I miss you too. Are you coming up for Thanksgiving? And I said, I'm sure not. I don't miss you that much. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's just crazy when Dylan was like, oh, I'm 33 and I have a 5-year-old sister. I'm like, I'm 31 and I have a 5-year-old child.
Right, yeah.
It's like, that's crazy. So, but no, overall it was a good night other than like Carrie and her dumbass saying these stupid scores I could not deal with. I enjoyed it though.
Me too.
And what's next week?
I don't know.
Next week
I don't pay
is...
attention.
I forget what they said, but we'll see how next week goes. I hope... not that I want them to do a double elimination, but like, I don't know if I want them to do a double elimination.
I don't want them to. I just assumed they would because it was next week. But maybe they won't. Yeah. Maybe because they did a double elimination once, they won't do a double elimination. It'll just be one person.
Yeah. So we will see about next week. So that is our Dancing with the Stars recap.
And we don't really have, I don't have anything really going on next week, but I do get to see you tomorrow, so that's exciting.
Yes.
I'm excited.
I'm excited. You know how my son does soccer on Saturdays. Mm-hmm. He actually has this weekend off because it's like the new session starts next week, so it gives him the week off. So I think we're going to do the Apple Fest in LJ. Okay. And then Sunday, I'm going to take my daughter to Boo at the zoo because they do like trick-or-treating at the zoo, because my husband is taking our son to a NASCAR race in Talladega.
Ooh, that's exciting.
So, yeah, he's like, I think I'm going to take him to Talladega. I was like, and of course we call my parents and they're like, oh my God, you're going to be like, are you going to meet Ricky Bobby? Shake him out. I'm like, oh my God, shut up. Like, they're so dumb, you know?
Shake him.
I was like, yeah. Well, my husband was like, oh, do I buy these like garage passes so they could like meet the drivers and all the stuff beforehand? Because it was a little more money. But I was like, he's so into it right now. I go, now's the time to do it. Because he's like, do I wait till he's older? And I'm like, if you wait, he might not
like it. Yeah. He might do something new.
Yeah, that's so cool. I was like, all right. And at first I was like, do you want all of us to go? Because like, Loki, I was like down to go. Like, to Alabama, like for the weekend, I thought, and like make a trip out of it. But then he was like, no, it's close enough to us where we could just go like the morning of and whatnot. And I was like, okay, I'll like do something with our daughter. But then he also wants to go to Daytona, and next year we actually have plans the weekend that Daytona race is happening. But I was like, I'm down to go the next year. And then we like going to Florida, it's like, you know, on vacation. And I was like, right. I can make the most out of that rather than Alabama.
I could do that. Yeah.
I could do that. Okay. And I was like, and it's only like 2 hours from Disney. We should just make a whole trip out of this. So I was like, let's do that. And he's like, oh God, don't start.
I don't want to go to Disney.
Yeah, he hates Disney. But yeah, that's all I have going on the next couple of days, which I'm excited for, every single one of them. I'm excited to see you tomorrow.
Yes, I can't wait.
Yes. All right. Well, that is our episode for this week, and we will see you next week.
Okay, bye.